Unit 5 AC Fundamentals. In this unit, we learn about some basic definition like a waveform, instantaneous value, frequency, time period. After that, the relation between speed and frequency. Then the definition of average value and RMS value, sinusoidal wave shapes, and some examples. So, first part is introduction. The electrical energy used in our homes, offices, shops, factories is in the form of AC. AC means alternating current. So normally there are three types of currents are there. One is a direct current, it is called the DC. Another one is a fluctuating current, and third one is a alternating current called the AC. So first of all, what do you mean by direct current, right? So the current which always flow in one direction in a circuit is called as a direct current. So see the waveform here. The current versus time response waveform is there. It is straight line, right? So the always the direct current whose magnitude remains constant with time and flow continuously in a definite direction, right, is called the direct current. The second definition is fluctuating current. If the current generated by device like rectifier, right, it will be observed that the direction of current remains constant, but the magnitude has small periodic variation with time. Such type of current is called the fluctuating current. You see this waveform, right? The direction is same, but the variation in a magnitude, and therefore this type of current is called the fluctuating current. Third one is the alternating current, right? The current which changes its direction and magnitude periodically at regular interval of time in a circuit is called the alternating current. To see these waveforms, right? Square waveform, triangle waveform, rectangular wave, sine wave, right? These all waveforms are called the alternating current waveform because the magnitude of this waveform is periodically changes. Right? It is either positive or negative. Okay. After that, there are some advantages of AC over DC, right? So the first advantages of AC over DC is the alternating voltage or currents can be increased or decreased by means of a transformer without any appreciable loss of energy, whereas direct current is varied by resistance alone, resulting in loss of energy due to heating. You can increase or decrease the voltage or current, right, if you use the AC supply with the help of transformer using step up or step down the transformer, right. Second advantage is in AC a wide range of voltage or current is available, right. The third advantage is the generation of AC is cheaper than that of DC because in DC you require the filters and some power electronics device, right. So the cost of that device is costly, okay, and therefore the generation of AC is cheaper. Next advantage is line losses in AC power transmission is negligible in comparison to DC power transmission for short distance. And next is AC can be easily converted into DC by rectifier. When so required by conversion of DC into AC is costlier. And last one is a AC motor are cheaper and simple in construction compared to the DC motor. So these are the some advantages of AC over DC. Next is the disadvantages of AC. Right. AC is comparatively more dangerous to use during faulty insulation. Okay. The second one is for certain purpose such as electric traction, electronic circuit, electroplating, electro refining, computers, where only DC is required. AC cannot be used directly. So these are two main disadvantages of AC compared to the DC. Okay. So here these are the comparison of alternating current and direct current, right? In AC, voltage and current reverses periodically. You already seen the waveform. In DC, and voltage and current remain constant. Lower cost of power generation in AC, higher cost of power generation in DC. Cost of transmitting AC power can be reduced by using step-up transformer. No such provision can be made in DC. AC converted AC can be converted into DC by using a device called the converter or rectifier. DC converted to AC by using the inverter. AC cannot be directly used for electroplating, electrocorrection, right? DC can be directly for carrying out such operation. AC motor and door appliances are more robust and durable. DC motors and appliances are less durable. AC attracts a person, so faulty insulation of AC are not more dangerous. And DC gives a repelling shocks to a person, so faulty insulation of DC are less dangerous. So this is a comparison between AC and DC. Second point of this unit is the definition. First definition is a waveform. So the shape of the curve obtained by plotting the instantaneous value of alternating quantity along y-axis and time along the x-axis is called the waveform. So see the here this on y-axis we plot the instantaneous value, on x-axis we plot the time. So time versus instantaneous value graph, it is called the waveform. Now next important definition is what do you mean by instantaneous value, right? So the value of an alternating quantity at any instant is called its instantaneous value, right? Either it is voltage, current or power. Normally the instantaneous value, it is denoted by the small English letter like small v, small I, small p, small e. Okay. Third one is a cycle. One complete set of positive and negative value of an alternating quantity is called known as a cycle. Next is amplitude. The maximum value of an alternating quantity, either it may be positive or negative, is known as its amplitude. So here the EM, it is called the maximum value or amplitude of voltage. Another definition is the time period. So the time taken by an alternating quantity to complete one cycle is called its time period. Normally the time period it is denoted by T and the unit of time period is second. So the relation between time period and the frequency is T is equal to 1 upon F. Now where F is a frequency. So now what do you mean by frequency? Frequency, the number of cycles completed by an alternating quantity per second is known as a frequency. It is denoted by F. The unit of frequency is hertz. We can calculate frequency using F is equal to Pn by 120, where n is your speed of the alternator in RPM, P is your number of poles of the alternator, and F is your frequency. After that, the second important term is angular frequency. It is denoted by omega, and omega is equal to 2 pi f or 2 pi by t, where t is your time period and f is your frequency. Next is a phase. It is defined as a fractional part of the cycle through which the alternating quantity has advanced from the origin. After that, the phase angle, it is denoted by phi. It is defined as a phase measure in terms of angle. So at any instant t, it is given by 2 pi by t or is equal to omega t. So normally the phase angle is measured in terms of electrical degree. Next is a phase difference. The phase difference between two alternating quantity having same frequency is the difference of planes at the maximum or zero or minimum value of the two alternating quantity. So see the waveform here. In this waveform, the curve A and curve B had are the two alternating quantity which are in phase. So when they attain maximum value or zero value at same instant, whereas in this graph they out of phase, right? Because they don't attain maximum value and zero value at the same instant, right? So these are the out of phase waveform. After that, one important derivation is there. E is equal to Em sin omega t, right? Equation of alternating voltage. So see the figure here. Here the rectangular coil AC, right, having n number of turns and rotating in a uniform magnetic field with a constant angular velocity in anti-clockwise direction, as shown in this figure. The vertical lines here represent the magnitude of a flux. The angle theta swept by this rotating coil in a time t is given by theta is equal to omega t, where omega is your angular frequency and t is your time. When the coil is rotated through an angle theta in time t second, its peripheral velocity can be represented by Am upon Al, where Al is equal to V, where V is your peripheral velocity. Similarly, the An upon Al, right? So An upon Al is equal to cos theta, and Am upon Al is equal to the sin theta. So you got this equation: Am upon Al is equal to sin theta, An upon Al is equal to cos theta, where Al is your peripheral velocity. So put the value of Al. So you got Am is equal to V sin theta, and An is equal to V cos theta. So the EMF induced in the side A of the coil is entirely due to the component of velocity perpendicular to the magnetic field. It is called the V sin theta. Hence, the EMF induced in one side of the coil, it is given by E is equal to BLV sin theta, where B is your flux density of the magnetic field, L is the length of the coil, it is in meter, V is your peripheral velocity, it is in meter per second. So if the total EMF generated in both sides of the coil is equal to the E is equal to 2 BLV sin theta, and if n number of turns is there, so your equation becomes E is equal to n into 2 BLV sin theta, where n is your number of turns. So if the coil makes F revolution per second, so the relient distance travel per second or peripheral velocity V is given by V is equal to F into 2 pi into B by 2, where B is your breadth of the coil. So your equation becomes V is equal to pi BF. We can substitute the value of V in previous equation, so we get E is equal to 2 NBL. Here the V is there, the V is equal to pi BF. So you get pi BF sin theta. So 2 pi F, it is your angular velocity, L into B, it is your area. So your final equation is 2 pi F NBA sin theta. So from this equation, if your theta value is 90, right? So at that time you get the maximum EMF because sin 90 it is 1. So your get maximum EMF it is denoted by EM. So your EM is 2 pi F NBA. So when we put the value of EM is equal to 2 pi F NBA and 2 pi F is equal to omega, our equation becomes E is equal to EM sin theta, where theta is equal to omega t. So this EMS can be represented by a sine wave in which EM is the maximum value of EMF and E is the EMF when the coil is rotated through an angle theta. Now the definition of average value. If the AC circuit and the DC circuit have the same amount of charge transferred in same time, it is called this average value. Remember that same amount of charge transfer in same time in AC circuit and as well as DC circuits, right? So normally the average value it is a ratio of area under the curve to the length of the base of the curve. And for analytical method, it is the equation of average value I average is equal to 1 upon T integration 0 to T I dt, where the T is your time period, I is your instantaneous value of your current, dt is a changing time. Now we derive the equation of average value of sinusoidal alternating quantity and we only consider the symmetrical wave for half cycle, right? So here this waveform is a symmetrical wave. The instantaneous value of current small I is equal to Im sin theta, where Im is your maximum value or peak value of current. So total time period is 2 pi, but we consider only the half cycle, and therefore that half cycle is 0 to pi. So from 0 to pi, your current value I is equal to Im sin theta up to 0 to pi. So by definition of average current 1 upon T integration 0 to T I dt, here the T is your pi. So 1 upon pi 0 to pi I d theta. Now I is Im sin theta. So put the value of instantaneous value of current Im sin theta. Im is a constant. Integration of sin theta it is minus cos theta. So Im by pi minus cos theta. Put the upper limit and lower limit. You will get I average is equal to 0.637 Im. Similarly, we derive the equation of average value of half wave rectifier current. Here we consider the unsymmetrical waveform and complete full cycle we consider. and therefore the total time period is 0 to 2 pi, but the instantaneous value of current it is present I is equal to Im sin theta for 0 to pi, and remaining period pi to 2 pi the value of current is 0. So our equation become I is equal to Im sin theta for 0 to pi and 0 for pi to 2 pi. So our equation become 0 to pi I d theta upon 2 pi, because from pi to 2 pi it is 0. Again put the value of I is equal to Im sin theta, integrate the integration of sin theta is minus cos theta, put the upper limit and lower limit, you will get the average value of half wave rectifier current is equal to Im by pi. One another useful term RMS value. So the same amount of heat produced in same time in AC circuit as well as DC circuit is called its RMS value. In average value, the same amount of charge is there, but in RMS value, the same amount of heat produced in same time in both the circuit. Right? So remember that the steady current which flow through a circuit for a given time produces same amount of heat as produced by the alternating current when it flows through the same circuit for the same time is called the RMS value of the alternating current. Now we derive the expression for RMS value of sinusoidal alternating current. So see the waveform here. Here the instantaneous value of your current is I is equal to Im sin theta. So the RMS value it is a mean of I square is equal to 1 upon time period. The total time period is 2 pi. So 1 upon 2 pi 0 to 2 pi I square d theta. Right, remember that this is I square and the value of I is Im sin theta, so it is Im sin theta whole square. So Im square by 2 pi is a constant, sin square theta it is 1 minus cos 2 theta by 2, and when we integrate this term we get the mean of I square is equal to Im square by 2. But for finding the RMS value, we take under root of this mean of I square. So our equation becomes the RMS value of the alternating current is equal to the under root of mean of the square of the instantaneous value of currents. It is Im square by 2. So under root of that is Im by root 2, and 1 upon root 2 it is 0.707 Im. So we say that the RMS value for the alternating current is equal to 0.707 into maximum value of current, right? Similarly, we derive the expression of RMS value of half-wave rectified current. So we take again the unsymmetrical waveform and consider the full cycle. Again, the same things. I is equal to Im sin theta for 0 to pi, and from pi to 2 pi it is 0. So again mean of I square find 1 upon t integration 0 to t I square d theta. Here the t is 2 pi, and we separate these two limit from 0 to pi and pi to 2 pi. So our equation become like this one. Put the value of instantaneous value of current, again integrate, and you will get the RMS value of half wave rectifier current is 0.5 into Im. The next is the form factor. The form factor it is defined as the ratio of RMS value of an alternating quantity to the average value of an alternating quantity. So mathematically the Kf is equal to IRMS upon I average. So as you know that the RMS value for an sinusoidal alternating current it is 0.707 Im, and the average value is 0.637 Im. So when we put the RMS value and average value equation, we get the form factor for sinusoidal alternating current is 1.11. Similarly, the peak factor. So the peak factor is a ratio of the maximum value of to the RMS value of alternating quantity. So maximum value it is denoted by Im, and the RMS value of alternating quantity it is Im by root 2. So Im cancel out root 2. So the value of peak factor for sinusoidal alternating current it is 1.41. So remember these two value peak factor from sinusoidal alternating current it is 1.11, and the form factor is 1.11, and the peak factor for sinusoidal alternating current is 1.414. So based on these theories, right, we solve the examples. So first example is An alternating EMF is represented by E is equal to 200 sine 2 pi 50t. Find the maximum value, frequency, time period, and angular frequency. So here in this example, the E is equal to 200 sine 2 pi 50t is given, and you have to find the value of maximum value of EMF, frequency, time period, and angular frequency. So compare this equation with E is equal to EM sine 2 pi ft. By comparing these two equations, you will get the maximum value of EMF. EM is equal to 200 volt. Similarly, F is equal to 50 hertz. So first two parts is over, frequency and the maximum value. Now time period. So as you know that the time period T is equal to 1 upon F. Here the frequency F is 50 hertz. So 1 upon 50. So your time period is 0.02 second. Again, the third part is completed. Now angular frequency. So angular frequency, it is denoted by omega. So omega is equal to 2 pi f, and f is your 50, so it is 100 pi. And when you calculate, put the value of pi, you will get 314.2 radian per second. So the angular frequency for this example is 314.2 radian per second. Second example, sinusoidal voltage has a value of 100 volt at 2.5 millisecond, and it takes time of 20 millisecond to complete one cycle. Find the maximum value and time to reach it for the first time after 0. So in this example, the t is given 20 millisecond. So it is in millisecond. So first step is convert it into the second. So it is 20 into 10 to minus 3 second. So from t you can easily find the value of f. F is equal to 1 upon t. So f is equal to 1 upon t. So 1 upon 20 into 10 to minus 3. You will directly get frequency is equal to 50 hertz. E is equal to, here the 100 volt is given. So according to the first equation, E is equal to Em sine 2 pi ft. So F is your 50 hertz, E is your 100 volt, but T, so it is already given, it is 2.5 millisecond. So T is 2.5 into 10 to minus 3 second. It is 10 to minus 3 second. So put the value of E, F, T. You will directly get the EM. And what is EM? It is a maximum value. So by putting the value of E, F, and T, you will get EM is equal to 141.4 volt. See the solution. Okay. Now the second part is time to reach it for the first time after 0. So for that, the value of voltage E and EM is both are same initially. So we take E is equal to EM is equal to 141.4. So again the same equation, E is equal to EM sine 2 pi ft. Here put the value of F, right, it is 50 hertz, E 141.4, and T it is 180. So your 180 T. right? Pi value. This is pi. So you will get time is equal to 5 millisecond. Now third example, the RMS value of an alternating current is 30 ampere. That means the IRMS or I, it is given 30 ampere when the frequency is 25 hertz, right? Its equation to find its instantaneous value. So normally the equation is I is equal to Im sine 2 pi ft, right? So here the F is 25 hertz, but Im is unknown. So you know the relation between current, max peak current and the RMS value. The maximum peak current Im is equal to root 2 into IRMS. So here Im is equal to root 2 into I, and the value of I is 30 ampere. So it is root 2 into 30. So you will get the peak value of current. It is 42.43 ampere. So put the value of Im in this equation. So your instantaneous value current equation become 42.43 into sine 2 pi f. F is 25. The 2 into 25 it is 50 pi t. So this is your equation of instantaneous value. So now from that you can find the value of average value. So as you know that the average value of sinusoidal current is I average is equal to 0.637 Im. So 0.637 into 42.43, 0.637, and the value of Im is 42.43, and therefore your average value of current is 27 ampere. And the next is time period. So as you already know the equation of time period, T is equal to 1 upon F, and here the F is 25, that is 1 upon 25. So your time period is 0.04 second. Last example, a sinusoidal alternating current is expressed by I is equal to 100 sine 377t. Calculate its RMS value, average value, and the frequency. Compare this equation I is equal to 100 sine 377t with I is equal to Im sine 2 pi ft. 2 pi ft. So you will directly get the peak value. It is Im is equal to 100 ampere, and 2 pi f is equal to 377. 2 pi f is equal to 377. So from that you will directly get the frequency first. The frequency is 60 hertz. Now the RMS value and the average value. So you know the relation between the RMS value and peak value, and the peak value and the average value. So RMS value is equal to Im by root 2. So here the Im is 100, so it is 100 by root 2. So the RMS value for this example is 70.7 ampere. Similarly, the I average, the relation between I average and the peak value, it is Im average is equal to 0.637 Im, and the value of Im is 100, so 0.637 into 100. So your average current value, it is 63.7 ampere. So average current value, it is 63.7 ampere. So you will find all the parameter RMS value, average value and frequency.